I will be there in a second. Right. So we go right. There's no rubbish in the road. So I've got somebody joining. Hello. So tonight I'm going to do some sun salutes. Is that the right angle? Up a bit. Some sun salutes, and the idea being that you can just enjoy this class on a one-off basis, or you can just have a look and think about these sun salutes, and you could use that as a thing for the Captain Tom 100 challenge. So you could do 100 sun salutes. Okay. I'm going to go through a few different types of sun salutes. I'm going to show you. Sorry, it's phoning me. I really should know better. So yeah, I'm going to show you a couple of different styles of sun salutes. One from the Shivananda style of yoga. I'm going to show you something from a Krishnamacharya style, which is not the same as the Ashtanga Vinyasa yoga at all. So I'm not going to actually be doing these sun salutes today. I'm going to do some moon salutes, and then I'm going to show you a thing that we can do a kind of kneeling version. So they're really nice. You could do 100 of these and just end up conked out in bliss. So when you come, if you are using this for the 100 challenge, you could do some of the kneeling ones, like maybe 10 or 20 as a warm up. Then you could maybe do 10 of the Shivananda ones, or 20. You could do some of the moon salutes. Then you could come back and do quite a few of the kneeling ones at the end, or you could do, your maybe the more challenging ones, and then some of the kneeling ones in between. Break it up into intervals. You could do what you want. I'm sure Captain Tom will not mind at all. We're going to get together. We're going to do a bit of yoga. We're going to pay our respects to a fantastic human being, and we're going to maybe raise some money for charity. So whatever else happens does not matter, as long as you're safe and you keep breathing and you stay within your own kind of limitations. Don't go too crazy. So, there we go. Sorry. So we're going to start with the Shivananda one. I'm just going to take this jumper off. And I'm going to do a bit of a warm up. Yeah, so we're not just launching right into it. Let's do a little warm up to start with. Hair's getting worse every week, being like that next week. So let's start off warming up. Somebody's desperate to speak to me. Wait till I'm coming out of my class. Yeah, let's just start off coming forward. Give yourself a little shake out. Oh, that's not, you can't see my feet, that's fine. And then just fold forward and take your right leg back into a lunge. Okay, so we're just going to come into a lunge and just come back and forward. I'm going to change, you did that wrong. I'm just going to change this angle. I'm going to slide on. Okay, so lunge, take the right leg back onto the knee, onto the top of the foot, high move, or curling the toes, whichever, doesn't matter. And just back and forward. So when you come back, you're going to be stretching. Come on. Stretching the back of the front leg. Coming forward, stretching the front of the back leg. Yeah, nice and slow. Maybe inhale to move and exhale to sink. And as you come back, really get that arch in the back. So stretching along the back body. Come forward. And exhale, sink. And push down into that front foot. Let's just warm up a couple more. So I've already done these. I'm doing a bit more simple. So don't worry if you feel like, I can't go as far. That's fine. Let's come back. And then from here, just curl onto the back toes and keep yourself up to a forward bend, just hanging loose. And then take the left leg back into a lunge on the other side. Back and forward, nice stretch. Nice warm up, stretching the back of the front leg, dropping the head down. So see that lovely arch in the back, stretch and hold the back of the torso, back of the upper body. Kidney meridian. Feel that stretch coming right down the front as well. So this is where we get the the stress, the trauma, tension, the stress response. We contract the front body, and this is where you might feel it. So just nice and relaxing and releasing of any kind of locked in tension. That means locked in tension, not locked in tension. Sorry. And then from here, just come back to your forward bend. And then maybe intensify that stretch in the back of the leg. So if you just take your weight onto one foot, push down into that foot, switch on the thigh muscles, a slight bend in the knee. So not locking it out completely, just a slight bend and push down as if you're squashing, bubble that under the ball and the heel of the foot and feel the stretch as the weight comes over onto that leg. And then over onto the other leg, just taking the weight, shifting it gradually. Over and back, side to side. Relax the neck, jaw, shoulders. And then push down into both feet, lengthen up through the torso, inhale. Scoop the belly in, come down. You can hook your toes if you want, or don't worry if you're nowhere near that, that's absolutely fine. Relax the neck. Push down into the soles of the feet. Shake out. And then just from here, just come down onto your chest. And we'll come into a nice, gentle Sphinx pose. So just a bit of a back bend. Elbows underneath the shoulders and roll the shoulders back and lift up. And then if you want, you can push into the hands. If you want to intensify more, you can take the hands back and come into more of an upward facing dog, rolling the shoulders back. So just wherever is good for you in your warm up. Now take a few breaths here. There's a phantom phoner. The phantom phoner's here. And then stretch your body across the mat and just come back and release. So we're just going to arch and extend and then contract and extend and go side to side. Release and roll back. And just shake it. And then come back to standing. There you go. Go on. There you go. Go on. No. Okay, so just come to the front of your mat. I'm going to do these Shivananda style sun salutes, okay? So just pick on one thing from the sun salute that some people, in my experience, have kind of problems with. What we do is when we come back and then we come down into this Ashtanga, so it's like an 8-point prostration, really. So you've got your knees, your hands, your chest, and your chin, and your feet. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 there. So to come from the plank and then down, that might mean that you've got to have quite an arch in the back. So get used to how you might have to step forward, with the hands. Or even instead of coming from plank, you can come from down dog, knees down, elbows down, chest and chin, but don't force it. I mean, that's quite an intense back bend, so come forward and just do it that way. So that's all I'm going to say. Just one little thing that could be a glitch if you're new to this. Come to the front of the mat. Just shake out the knees. I want to do a couple of these round and round. And then just keep the knees soft. When you're ready, push down into the feet, inhale. So I like to do an inhale and then an exhale into a slight back bend. So double breath it. Inhale back to neutral. Soft knees, exhale down into forward bend. And then just take that right leg back onto the knee and onto the toes or the top of the foot. And then from here, we're going to come into your plank and then into your 8-point prostration. So knees, elbows, chest and chin. And then forward and up into a upward facing dog, cobra, whatever version. You might be on the hands and the feet, you might be on the thighs, you might just want to lift up onto the elbows. And then you come back into your down dog. So let's spend a few breaths in down dog just for the first round, just walking the dog side to side, rolling the shoulders open and lengthening through the spine, pushing the hands away. And the length in the spine. So we took the right leg back, and we're now going to take the right leg forward, swing it forward and come into this lunge on the other side. And then from here, just curling on to, I'll show you this from the side, curling on to the back toes, push yourself into a forward bend. And then inhale back into your back bend. And as I say, I like to exhale. And then inhale. And exhale. I don't like just inhale back. I don't like it personally. So it's up to you what you want to do. Okay, so that's half of one. That's half of one sun salute. Okay. And then the other half. Why is this not working? I can fit me in. The other half is starting with the left leg back. Okay, so we'll do that when you're ready. Inhale, back bend, and then exhale. Tuck the chin, come back up. Inhale, exhale, foot forward. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, come into your plank, and then down into your knees, chest and chin. And then inhale, lift. Then exhale back into your down dog. And this time taking your left leg forward into your lunge. And then curl onto the toes and push yourself into your forward bend. Inhale. Exhale back. Inhale. Exhale, just release the arms. And maybe you feel you want to do this nice Dallas twist just to release any tension. Shake out. Swing the arms. Might do a couple more of these. I'll talk you through them in the breath, but you must go at your own pace, the pace of your natural breath. And if you start getting really puddled, you have to stop and take a break. Okay, because you're depriving your cells of oxygen, which is not helping the immune system. Okay. Let's go. Soft knees, inhale. Exhale back. Up, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. into your down dog. Right leg forward. Lunge, inhale. Exhale. Oh, sorry. Exhale, just step forward into your bend. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Swing. Nice. Let's go again. Taking the left leg back this time. Inhale. Something sticky. Inhale. Exhale. 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 Jeez, that's your basic Shivananda style sun salute. Take time. That's right. Okay, so I'll leave that. So you can obviously, when you get this one catch up, you can just keep playing that till you get into a routine, into a rhythm. Practice it if you haven't done it before. You can do a few of these at leisure. Okay. What to do next? I'm just going to do a moon salute. I'm going to show you a moon salute. So the thing about this Shivananda thing, the moon salutes are the same as you have a left side and a right side for one sun salute. So, technically if you're doing 100, you could class it as 2. But yeah, so that's one thing about these. You kind of feel like you're doing double. But I'll show you another one where it's much quicker. Okay, so the thing for the moon salutes, I thought we could warm up a little bit, because there's a bit where you come down and you come into this kind of thing and your hips are quite open. So this is more for, if you're quite open in the hips, because you come from here into the squat. So maybe just try a squat and see how you don't really need to see that. See how you go with your squats, and if it's not for you, it's not for you. You don't need to do these. Just maybe open up or come forward and just encourage the hips to open up, or even just come down into something like this on my knee and curl onto my back toes, and then I might want to come down and kind of open up. So just warm up the hips if you need to. As I say, I put that away. I've done all this already when I was just kind of practicing, going through my routine and getting everything in order. So just if you want to, have a little bit of a stretch around the hips, and then see if we get into this kind of squat. It would be a bit awkward having blocks under your heels because we're doing this dynamic sequence. So just do what you can, don't worry about it. And then when you're ready, let's come up slowly, come up to standing, and we're going to come to the left side of the mat. So you can have your feet a little bit wider if you need to, or you can have them like clamped together, whatever's good. It's harder having your feet clamped together. So just going to inhale, take the arms up. And exhale and bend towards your right. So you're at the left side of the mat, pushing down into the feet and bend to the right. And then we're going to take a big step, biggish step. And then back. into a kind of nice goddess pose. So the feet are just out, make sure the knees come over the feet, and a nice neutral spine. Let's not worry about the breathing just now. Just allow yourself to breathe naturally. And then from here, we're going to straighten everything up. Taking the arms out, taking the legs straight. And then turn your left foot in, maybe so that it's just a little bit of an angle. Right foot out and into a triangle. So make sure that you're just moving in this one plane, not bending forward that way, okay? And if you want, you can stretch your arm overhead, intensify that stretch right up the side. And then from here, we're turning. Now, there's a fundamental difference between this and turning, yeah? Because now my hips are neutral, and in the triangle, neutral, triangle, the hips are turned. So we've got an external rotation. So just be careful when you're doing this. Make sure that you move the feet and the hips. Turn that foot to face the front. Turn the hips to face the front. Come down into Parsvottanasana. Take a breath here, pushing into the feet. And then from here, we're going to come into a lunge. So we're going to take that left leg back onto the knee, onto the toes, onto the top of the foot. We stretch here. And this is when we turn onto the foot and come into this wide stretch that I showed you. So keep that leg switched on. You need to protect your knee. So if you let that go, it's going to hyperextend, especially if you're hypermobile. If you're turning it, it's going to bend sideways, which is not really meant to do very much. So just open up and then come into your squat position, if you're managing that. And then we're going to head over towards, head over towards the side of the mat and take this leg out. So it's the other leg that is going to stretch. Just take your time, feel that stretch there, feel it here. And then turn into a lunge. So just turn around nice and slowly. Yourself into a nice lunge. And then from here, we're going to curl onto the toes. Push yourself up and at the same time pull this leg in towards the front a little bit, yeah? Shorter stance. Coming forward. So hips are facing the front, hips are neutral. This foot is just facing the front and turned out slightly. And then we're going to turn. So this is where we do the external rotation. This foot turns almost to right angles. And then push the hips so that I'm in this plane. Into the triangle. Feel the stretch coming right down. And if you want, you can intensify, taking the arm over. I don't think this is the sequence, but it's nice. It's a nice intense stretch. Then from here, come back. Goddess. And we're going to step over towards the right side of the mat. Arms up and do your bend to the left. Come back. And release. So that was half of one. Again, unless you want to count it as a whole one, it's up to you. So we're now standing at the right side of the mat. And we do the whole thing in reverse. Inhale up. Exhale, bend to the left. Make sure that we don't twist. Just bend and push down into the feet, nice and strong. Goddess. Wide stance, turn the feet out. Nice neutral spine. Straighten up. And then turn. Turn. And come into triangle. Stretch the arms up and maybe overhead if you want. And then turn, so the whole of the hips are turning. Foot comes in a bit, come forward. Relax. Step out into a lunge. And this is where I like to sort of turn, so I'm turning a little bit one side and the other, and I'm feeling that stretch moving towards the groin and the outer edge of the back leg. Oh, did I miss a bit? No, didn't. Now I'm coming to this bit where we intensify the stretch. I thought I'd missed a bit. So then come into the squat. And then we take the stretch on the other side. You can take a full round of breath if you want in each position. This is the moon's nice and chill. So run into your squat. Turn onto your toes, into your Asana side stretch, push down strongly into both feet, relaxing the neck, jaw, turn, watch the knee, don't twist in the knee. Make sure that your feet are at the right angle to accommodate the natural rotation in your hip. Up, overhead if you want. And come back, up, goddess. Step back and bend to the right. And up and shake out. Shake out legs. Shake out. Legs shaking out. Release down stress. Release the spine. Watch your breath. Don't let it go too high. And let me just check the time. Am I have time to do another one? No, do I have time to do another one? I'll quickly go through another one as quickly as I can. So stand to the left of the mat, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, option 1, option 2, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Let's take a breath or two here. Inhale, pull back, abduction in front of the chest. Exhale, sink down into the feet. Sure this will do it, honey, and then stretching the knee. Open up. And onto your squat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, let's do another one. So that was half of one again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Stop there. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Couple breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Other side. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and release. So it gets a bit discombobulated at the end, which way I slide, so that's fine, don't worry. It just means that I'm now back in a certain position to go onto the right hand side. So that's your two sides of your moon salutes, okay? Now, next, I'm going to show you, I think this order, I was going to do, I think I'm going to show you one more. I timed myself doing these next ones. And the good thing about these is there's no right and left side. So one is one and that's it. If you're doing 100, you're doing 100. What if you're guilty if you're counting one side as one? And it took me, I think it took me 3 minutes to do 5. So with that, you could do an hour's worth. And that would be, I think, 100. Just, you know, as an idea, we don't need to get hung up on the numbers. But I'm going to show you, and this is a Krishnamacharya style. Krishnamacharya, the godfather of modern yoga. And I'm just going to show you one thing, which gets a bit tricky. So when we come back, we have to jump back into plank, and again, we have to, did I show you this before? We have to come down onto our chest. So what's really important is that you're not coming down like that. Yeah, that should not be happening. You have to be coming down like this. Okay? So when you're coming down with your elbows in like this, that's really setting that in the upper core. That's where you're working, not here, not hanging off your shoulders and switching everything off. You're bringing it in here, and that might mean that you have to come down onto your knees. So this is much, much better. Yeah, I'll show you again. This plank to knees down like this is so much better than coming from here like that. God, felt that just wrenching my shoulder out of the socket there. So make sure that you just go onto your knees if you need to. Okay, that's the really kind of thing that the finger bears needs to be talked about. So just come to the front of the mat, and I'll talk you through it. Inhales and exhales slowly, and then I'll demonstrate it from the side as well. So just spread the toes, just release, shake out, inhale, prayer position, hands behind, soft knees, and then bend the knees, exhale, take the arms up, drop the head. Inhale, jump or step back. And then exhale down. Bend the knees up, inhale, lift. Take the feet down, exhale. Inhale, pull back into a child's pose. Exhale, come back into down dog. And then walk or jump forward on inhale. So exhale fully, jump. Release the shoulders, bend the knees, arms up. And inhale, exhale, release. Okay, so on the side, let's go. I'm going to do a few, I'm just going to keep running through them. Inhale, exhale. I'll talk you through the breath, first couple, and then I'll stop talking you through the breath. And it's important that you're going in time with your breath, not anybody else's. Okay, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Okay, should we do that one from the front? Let's keep going. So that's the spine. 1, 2, 3. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. Bend the knees. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. In. Exhale. Inhale. And release. Okay, so that's 5. So about 20 minutes left, that's good timing. So just release, relax, let your breathing restore. And when we come down, we'll do the best bit. I think the bit on the knees, which is lush. So you might even just, I did these on my knees, just 200 of these. Great. So when you're actually doing these, if you are doing the 100 challenge, top Captain Tom's 100 challenge, as I say, you could mix and match as you wish. I don't know if there's any rules for this. I'm just supplying with some ideas and resources so you can make it your challenge. Okay. So I kind of have made this up myself, I think. I know it's got a name, but it's kind of based a bit on the sun salute. It just makes it a bit easier. So kneeling. So kneel. And we stand up on our knees with an inhale. And exhale into angry cat. In, down, And exhale back into child. And then inhale forward. And either just come into a sphinx or lift up, whatever you want. And then exhale, come back to a down dog. Inhale, knees down. Up. Exhale. And just let the shoulders, leg, and everything come down. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, that was a round. Do a couple more. I might do a few more of these just as a cool down. Okay. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. So you can stay in down dog a bit longer if you want. There's no rules. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Face shoulder a few more. So I'm rather enjoying these after the other ones. This is really nice. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale up. Move into with your own natural breath. Yes, this slows really slows down. You can gently put a tiny restriction in the back of the throat just to almost control your breath, but just to restrict it, to slow down a little bit. Or just breathe naturally. And stay in child's pose. You can nice do your fists on the back of your hands. If there's a little weight on your neck and it's straining, bring your hands round for support, okay? Just stay here. And the hands round, we're going to start lifting up and down with the breath. This is so restorative. And it's just going to be a little bit in front of the knees. We're just going to lift up, inhale, keeping the elbows in. Exhale, elbows in. So the hands are quite wide, elbows and to the sides. Inhale. Close the eyes if you are comfortable with that, and take the gaze maybe up to the third eye or to the tip of the nose. So observe the breath slowing down and down and down. And up. I'm going to cross legged. I'm just going to do a little breathing and 3-part breath. If you need a block under your sit bones, that's fine. If you need layers on, that's fine. Just anything to be comfortable. We're just going to start. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to use 3 mudras to breathe into the upper chest, the middle, so the superior lobes, medial lobes, and inferior lobes. So that's top, middle, and bottom. Such awkward names for everything. So we're going to start off, just close the fist and point the thumbs straight up. Okay, this is going to encourage the breath to come into the clavicles, to the upper chest. Just stay here in a couple of minutes. Just make sure that you don't let the hands flop or the thumbs come down. Try and keep them pointing up. Well, oddly, what may seem, just bring the breath into the upper chest. We need to increase the tidal volume of the lungs, breathing into all the different lobes, the front and the back, and the top of the bottom, left, right, the whole shebang. So imagine your lungs are like sponges. And what we're doing by increasing the tidal volume is making the sponge bigger and making it able to just soak up more fluid. To your next exhale, just drop your thumbs down so that we're just coming straight across. If you can see that. Just thumbs coming straight across. And that's going to encourage the breath to come into the thoracic breathing, the thoracic vaginal rib cage, the middle part of the lungs, medial lobes. Make sure that you're sinking down into your sit bones as well. It's going to change the whole dynamic. So you've grounded, you are more relaxed, everything else is normal, the energy can flow, the breath can flow. And just expanding laterally to the side. Do next exhale, last one. Hook your thumb down. So that's that international waistcoat saying, I'm fine, honestly. But you poke your hand down and then just curl your fingers round. Okay, need to call the police. And now we're just going to get the breath coming into the lower part of the lungs, the inferior lobes, diaphragmatic breathing, sinking into the sit bones. So allow the natural breath, and this motor will just take it down and into the base. And from the jaw, on the breath. And if you want to, there's nothing to stop you sitting here, just watching your natural breath. You can stay here for longer. Or just take your relaxation position. I'm just going to finish up here. So, all your relaxation positions, you can put your legs up the wall, you could have your knees up onto the bed or the sofa. Excellent. You could have the legs straight down, just roll them out to the side, palms down about the same angle, or have one hand on the low belly, one hand on the upper chest, all these different options, anything at all. Get yourself super, super comfortable. Layers on if you need them, get fish pillows, cushions, blankets, anything you need. Just take whatever last movement you need with the body, anything you need to do in the body. Get yourself comfortable, get yourself lying down, and just take as much time as you have, as much time as you can in the parasympathetic zone, the nervous system, where we need to be to restore, to replenish, to repair, to heal, and to fight off the bugs, okay, for the immune system. So take your time and thank you for watching, and any comments, any questions, anything else about the Captain Tom 100 challenge or anything like that, let me know. And I'll see you soon. Thank you, bye. Namaste.